And in answering that question, you naturally move from concentration and we could say a stabilizing and centering of attention or focusing of attention around an object to being aware of, right? So this relationship between attention or concentration as a variation on that theme and awareness brought you very naturally and spontaneously into the word mindfulness. Right? So first, could you say a little bit about the relationship, at least as a matter of language, right? Because maybe language is going to get in the way to some extent, but the relationship between awareness in the ways that one can you used it and mindfulness.
Yeah, I mean, it's confusing because people use these words in so many different ways. Again, you know, in terms of how I was taught, which was just one particular school mostly, they would reserve the word concentration for this, and you said it perfectly, the stabilizing of attention or awareness. You know, to take our attention, which is normally flying all over the place and not in a constructive way, but in a pretty destructive way, dwelling in the past or in the future. You know, there are useful ways one can do that, but usually we're just frittering away. You know, we're very fragmented. And so they use the word concentration largely for that gathering of our attention and our energy to be more stable, to be more centered. And in this particular school, they reserve the word mindfulness for that kind of larger or more inclusive awareness where we're looking at different objects, we're watching them change because the key is not, the key is insight or understanding. So I would say in the ways that mindfulness has gotten popularized these days, probably the single most powerful benefit that's talked about the most is a sense of inhabiting our lives. You know, not always multitasking, drinking a cup of tea and actually tasting the tea and smelling the tea, because you're not also online checking your email and at the same time on a conference call, and you know, you're actually present in a different way, and it makes for a much more fulfilling life. But classically, the main benefit of mindfulness is not just inhabiting our lives, it's understanding our lives. You know, that particular habit, that habitual thought you thought was giving you so much joy, and you get to take a kind of an unadorned look at it and you think, ooh, that's a problem. Or that's, I mean, ethics is a perfect example here, that lie you told thinking it was hurting nobody, and suddenly it revisits you and you realize how much it was hurting you. Um, or sometimes it's the qualities you thought were kind of stupid or sentimental, like compassion, you know, and then it arises in some way and you get to take another look at it. You think, wow, there's a lot of strength in there. Look at that. I never realized that. And uh, all those things I held on to, look at how fleeting they are. Look at how much things really change. Or the things I was so afraid of, you know, they're actually tolerable. Boredom is a perfect example of that. I sometimes think that society has been constructed so that we're taught we shouldn't feel bored from the moment we're born till the moment we die. No, and then it's like, whoa, look at that. Some of the things I did to avoid boredom were worse than feeling bored. You know, there's so many levels and kinds of insights, and that's what the mindfulness really is for. Not just the stabilizing of our attention, but changing the way we relate to the various things that come and go so we can see that they come and go, so that we can see more deeply into them.
Thank you. That's very helpful.